Shalom. We give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. We do well. Peace and blessings to Sister Akim who are doing this work throughout the four corners of the earth. Everything of truth and sincerity. And I'm out walking. Connections might be bad, but regardless, I'm going to do this video because what you're seeing is Russia making moves in the World War III algorithm, and now this article says it's halt gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. Okay, so they're not playing. I thought at first, it was just going to be, skirmishes with Ukraine and maybe some other countries, but what you're seeing is a whole gear towards this World War III. It says Russia demands payments in rubles to shield it from sanctions. So I believe they did that about a few weeks ago or last week or something. So they want to be paid in rubles, and I believe some countries are go ahead and they're doing that, and some aren't. This is EU denounces gas cutoff as blackmail. Kiev reports some Russian gains in villages in East Ukraine. Concern grows that conflict could suck in Moldova. So these little countries and stuff like that that are being involved, some I haven't even really heard of or focused on. Some are being involved because they have involvement with, they either do deals with Russia or Ukraine, or they're surrounding and they can get involved as well. So this is what you're seeing. You're seeing that, and then you had Russia get rid of YouTube, or what they get rid of? I believe Google searches. They got rid of Google searches. They got rid of certain apps and things of that nature that was backed by U.S. or NATO. So they're making a stance with this thing. They cut off RT. So these things brothers already know. So it's getting pretty serious. Let's see here. If I can pull this one up. It's kind of raining out here too. It says Russian foreign minister warns do not underestimate threat of nuclear war. NATO is already effectively at war with Russia, warns Russian foreign minister Sergei Lavrov. So he's been saying, giving these warnings that nuclear war is on the table. Now we know through prophecy that World War III really isn't going to be ultimately kicked off until the MOTB is implemented. But you can still see different skirmishes and rumors of wars coming in the meantime. It says adding that there was a real danger the conflict could trigger a third world war. So this is the end all be all. We know nuclear wars get nuclear ICBM missiles get kicked off. That's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. So, but Russia, if anyone's going to do it, is Russia's going to do it. It says there's a real danger that a World War III could break off over Ukraine, warned Russia Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, claiming that deliveries Western weaponry To Ukraine meant NATO was in essence engaging in war with Russia. He added that the threat of nuclear conflict was serious, real, adding that we must not underestimate it. Okay. Speaking on Russia state television said that by arming Ukraine, NATO countries were already effectively fighting against Russia, and that's true. It's subterfuge. The U.S. is engaging in subterfuge and a proxy war like they always do. um, Try to get this out before it start raining. And yeah, so they're indirectly fighting them, Russia. So now Biden is doing. He asked for 33 billion to aid Ukraine, and I believe it's approved. So this nigga is getting cracking in. This is what the agenda is. The Lord's putting the spirit on them to go ahead and do these things. And that's what our focus is on prophecy. But wait, only 33 billion, which is 33 is a Masonic Luciferian number. That's instantly stuck out. But the Americans during the pandemic got a measly $1,500 during the pandemic. 1,500 what? Once every 2 weeks or something like that. But being that America is they spend most of their budget, most of their money on war. That's what their focus is on. That's what their focus is at. And another thing, if I don't get to the scriptures, these Ukrainians are Nazis. A lot of these subgroups in Ukraine are Nazi backed. They have neo-Nazi ties to them. So these people don't even know that when they're talking about fight for Ukraine and all this shit. They don't even know that. Try to close this out. It says one Sarmat missile means -1 Great Britain. Russian journalist urges Putin to wipe out Boris UK with Satan II nuke after Vladimir claimed to have stopped Ukrainian plot to assassinate him. And just like Vladimir Putin, Boris Johnson is a puppet. So this guy, if he's on the side of NATO, he's a puppet as well. Okay, and Satan II is their new nuclear missile. Satan II is going to be one up than the first one. So let me stop and I'll come back.